Oh, it's gone. I could hear the glass cracking from the heat.
We're not gonna be able to save this one.
Here's a look at this more than century-old church from Google Maps before it burned. And let's take a look at what it looked like tonight after flames tore the building to the ground. Here's a look at where this happened. It's at 25th and Metropolitan in KCK. That's just west of 69 Highway.
Thankfully, we've learned that no one was hurt. We've got this historic church fire covered from every angle. That includes live team coverage. KCTV5's Nathan Vickers has been talking to people with personal ties to that church building. But we begin here with KCTV5's Emily Rittman, who was the first reporter on that scene. And Emily, you talked with neighbors who had to rush out of their apartments when those flames started spreading.
Ellen, that's right. Several people were inside the building right next door, some even asleep when that fire ripped through the vacant church around 5:15 tonight. Firefighters, nearly 5 hours later, are still working to put out hot spots.
Neighbor Mario Escobar captured the moment flames and smoke poured out of the old St. John the Divine Catholic Church. The church closed in 1992. Meanwhile,
The windows started cracking on that side of our apartment.
John Bryant had no clue this fire was roaring outside his window.
I was sleeping on the couch and my dog woke me up going nuts.
He recorded a little bit of video of the intensity of the flames, then took his dog Cujo to a safer spot.
And I stuck my head out the door and the fire department was coming up going, "Hey, you gotta get out of here."
Before today's flames destroyed the historic church, it was a topic of debate in this KCK neighborhood. Because of neglect and disrepair, some neighbors wanted it torn down.
It's been a sore thumb for a long time. They kept saying they were gonna restore it.
Other community members tried to raise funds in hopes of restoring it to once again be a fixture of the community. Many memories were created inside its now burned walls.
This was a church where my wife and I got married in. We were actually one of the last weddings held in this church.
Neighbor Joe Avila's grandmother, mom, and great aunts also attended the church he got married in years ago.
In a way, it was like a family heirloom. It's sad to see it gone.
Today's fire likely ended the discussion on whether the church should stay or go.
It'll probably take a week or more for our actual cause to be determined.
And just before 6 p.m. tonight, a woman told us that she happened to be passing through this area and she saw several young people running away from the building as the fire spread. We saw her share that information with fire investigators here at the scene. We are told the ATF is assisting in this investigation because this was a church fire. For more perspective, let's head on over to our Nathan Vickers. Nathan.
Yeah, Emily, it's going to be a long night for firefighters as they continue to work on that building. Earlier today, smoke was billowing out into this neighborhood here. And, you know, this is the kind of place where people come back to, and people have known that church for a long time. So today, as all this was going on, people came over to their fence or to their porch to reflect on the church they knew when they grew up.
Pedal hard.
It wasn't quite the ride Michael Flores and his kids had planned.
You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it.
A cloud of smoke took over the playground as a neighborhood icon burned.
It's the church, unfortunately.
Flores grew up in the Argentine neighborhood just a few blocks away. As a child, his family attended here.
I had my first Holy Communion down there, I'd say probably about 1986.
He remembers the sanctuary slowly deteriorating, eventually closing down more than 20 years ago.
Spanish-speaking community, like we all moved over towards the English-speaking church, you know, when it closed down.
The building has mostly sat vacant ever since.
Actually hoping it wasn't the church.
Empty or not, it served as a landmark for the neighborhood and drew a crowd of people who can't believe it's gone.
Hopefully people are safe.
The bricks and mortar represent history here.
It's hard to see that. It's hard to see. This is sort of a center, faith-wise.
But Flores believes the spiritual and cultural center the church helped form will stay in Argentina.
The connections that those families made, those relationships still last. Hopefully that'll continue on, whatever happens with, you know, with the land here.
Yeah, and some people in this neighborhood said that there was even some kind of effort to revitalize or rebuild that church, but they never came to fruition. Reporting live in KCK, Nathan Vickers, KCTV 5 News.